Have you ever been ghosted or ghosted somebody? I know the ghosting feels good to disconnect somebody from your life, and there's boundaries for that, but then it doesn't really feel good when somebody does that to us. So what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about how to resolve ghosting so we can reconnect and reestablish a relationship, all right, a communication. First of all, let's get into why do we ghost people? Why usually you get ghosted? Okay, the very first thing that happens, we're assuming, but this is where assumption actually replaces conversation. Assumption replaces conversation. What do I mean by that? That you're assuming and you're talking, but you're not speaking in your head. You're speaking in your head, but you're not actually speaking out loud. This is what I come. You become a silent mind reader. You're basing everything on feelings, not on facts. So when that happens, you're a mind reader, you're silently reading people's mind, and you're having conversations that don't even exist because you're assuming everything. It's like being a future teller, right? That's number one. Number two, you also accepting your internal conversation as a conclusion to the matter, conclusion to the conversation, conclusion to the conflict, whatever is going on inside. And the problem with that is that you're blocking the person from responding. And when you block the person from responding, you are literally also blindsiding them. And when you blindside somebody, it really doesn't feel good when somebody you're having a conversation or a connection with somebody and all of a sudden you can't see them because you never got the chance, you never gave the person a chance to respond, or you never even got the chance to respond if you're standing on the other side. The third thing that happens that causes us to blindside people is we avoid conflict and confrontation. And I guess we've been taught that growing up. When people are exploding around you, if somebody just goes in and explodes, that means that they had a lot of conflict that they did not confront and they didn't have a conversation within those conflict. And the crazy thing about that, what that does, it builds a distance between the relationship and it deteriorates the relationship as well. And this is where you burn bridges, right? So those are the three things that we do that causes us to ghost people, distance people, and all of the above, right? So, what are some things that we can do in order to simply reconnect and reestablish? The first thing we always have to work on ourselves, right? Number one, you need to clear misunderstanding by communicating. You need to understand that misunderstanding is just that, misunderstood. If you missed it, you want to go back to have a conversation about what was misunderstood. So it's important for you to go back and see what you missed. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing you want to do, you want to correct the narrative by confirming. You want to correct the narrative by confirming what's in your head, the conflict in your head. Is it true, the judgment that you have? Is it true that what you're saying about this person? Is it really true? So instead of letting the narrative in your mind run you, connect and correct what's inside and or confirm. It might be what you've been feeling is true, but at least you'll find out if you confirm. Last point is confront to resolve or release the connection. Two things. When you confront somebody, I think the heart to have is you confront to resolve versus confront to say confirm, confront to for more conflict. If you can come with humility and you say, you know what, I want to really resolve this because whatever is in my mind, I'm not quite sure. So you go in there, you start to confirm. I mean, you confront to resolve or release. What I mean by release is it might be something that's been going on that you know that this relationship is done, or you know you need to shift different boundaries and you need to just release the relationship. So now you need to have a conversation. You get to have a conversation with the person and say, you know what, this is not going to work. So these are the things that you want to do. So like that, when it happens to you, you 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 don't want it. You don't want to get that karma back on you, right? So you want to be the best that you can in conversation. So you don't. The ghosting really hurts a lot of people. But I do know about boundaries, and I have some people that have extreme boundaries that I try to communicate with that couldn't. So I had to create a gap. That's a little different than what I'm talking about. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And please do leave a comment. I'll talk to you later.